Love you, Paula.
Oh,
yes, fabulous.
All right, did y'all think Paula Patton did an amazing job, by the way?
Yes.
So when we first saw her come out, I said, I get this. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
I feel like I could just talk loud, but. All right, so let's get into it. Warcraft is a very popular game amongst millions of people who have played it. So what was it about this world that made you say, I must play Garona?
Yeah, I see that.
Well, first of all, hi everybody.
Hi.
Thanks for coming. This is awesome. It's always good to see people. Garona was, what wasn't there to like about it? You know, she, for an actress, for me, the chance of getting to begin the movie as a slave of Gul'dan and where Garona ends, you know, this transformation that Garona gets to have, this sort of evolution of her. It was an incredible thing to take on. It was, so I welcomed it. It was a really funny thing, to be honest with you. I read the script and I loved the role, and then I met with Duncan Jones, our director, who did a magnificent job. And in the room, which rarely happens, he's like, I want to do this with you. And I'm like, I want to do this with you. This sounds amazing. And then I was walking away. I'm like, that job, yeah. So excited. And I got in my car and I went, oh my God. I was like, what have I done? Because I was so scared of taking on half orc, half human, green, and a character that people knew. I'd never played a character that people knew before and was beloved by some. So it was scary, you know. But the thing is that playing this role, it changed my life. It truly did. All the challenges in playing Garona, the physical stuff, and the mental stuff, all of it, it also changed me. So it was something that scared me, and I think that the things that scare you are the things that you're meant to do. Because you know how it is, like, when you're doing it, you feel pain and suffering, and everybody goes, you'll be happy about it after. Oh God, I don't want to hear it. And then of course, afterwards you're like, thank you so much, because it makes you grow. So, this is a really special role for me, a special time in my life.
All right, my next question I was going to ask is, what did you do to prepare for this? Because obviously when you came out, how amazing was her, like, listen, it's time to go to the gym, it's summertime. You saw Paula Patton when she first came out, she looked amazing, but you also did all your own stunts.
Yes.
So what did you have to do to prepare for that?
Well, first it was just the way that they wanted Garona to look. They wanted her to look like she could be half orc. And so the director, Duncan, wanted me to look yoked, you know, and I had to go to the gym, and a lot. So it was 2.5 hours a day, 6 days a week, just all kinds of protein shake, just steaks for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It was painful. You have to go through a moment where you just look like a man, just full stop. It's just like really weird. You're kind of fat, but you're not. Like, it's just like, and everybody just trust me, you'll get through this. You're like, you sure? The movie's we're starting in a month. But you keep going through it. Anyways, it was very challenging. And then when I got to Vancouver and we started to really prep for the movie, it was about there to do all my stunts. And I didn't do everything, but I got to do most of it. And I think that's the fun of playing a character like this. And also important is feeling like you could actually do those things. You know, I can't jump, obviously, as high as Garona. I wish I could jump on a horse like that. But learning how to do the swords and the knives and boxing and riding a horse. I'd never ridden a horse before. It was an amazing experience. And through that, that's when I started to feel like, okay, I know who Garona is. Like just feeling the strength of overcoming each challenge helped me feel more like a warrior that she is, and so it was good. And then so that helped the mental, and the mental is always one of those things that I think I'm too shy to share that bit. You know, there's the work that you do in your heart and your mind and soul to try to, for you to believe that you could play the character. It doesn't, you know, probably stuff that you guys maybe would never notice, but it helps me get out of the door and on the set, because unlike any other movie before, I was scared to the very second I walked on the stage. I was. So, anyways.
How did that feel the first time you actually saw the end product then?
It's a weird thing, because I don't feel like, when I watch it, I don't feel like it's me, so this is an honor to the director, Duncan Jones, and his vision, because you can't know what you're going to be in until you see it like this, and it's really incredible, so I was blown away, quite frankly. I had no idea it could look like that, and the scope of it, it was really incredible, and then I had to see an IMAX, which, I feel like I'm selling hard, but I don't mean to. It's just that, you do something like this, you give 7 months of your life to something, and you sort of take a leap of faith, and it really means that much, and when it turns out well, it'd be hard for me to really lie this much, and I like it. I just am really proud to be part of it, Thank you, I appreciate that. So yeah, I really loved it. I was like, well done. Well done.
Well done.
Not to be known as the director.
Now, in the beginning of the movie, we see Corona as a victim. She's a captive. But by the end of the movie, we see that you are definitely not a victim. What do you want the audience to take away from your character?
Well, maybe show the movie. You know what? That no matter what life you're born into, you have the ability to change your fate, and that's the real truth. Is that we all have a choice, and that's what's it's unfair in life, but we can't spend much time on it, right? And you can't choose our parents, but you can choose your mind, set your hopes, your aspirations, and you can change your life if you want to. And there's something in Corona. What it is that her heart is what serves her. It's not her strength or being able to box or anything. It's that her heart gets moved, and because of that, she adjusts and changes, and you see a king see something in her because of that, because she trusts that, and then she ends the movie the way it does, which is quite incredible. From a slave to potentially being a person that may be the bridge between orcs and humans and bring peace.
Feels like a part 2 coming, doesn't it? Right?
Maybe I would love to do it. It's in the people's hands now. It's ticket sales. It's mass now, quite frankly. Let's be honest. We all want to do it, but.
Well, listen. There's ticket sales in China. By the way, the numbers for China were amazing. It broke like every record in China. So I can't imagine that they wouldn't do that. But now let's talk about Garona. She's half human and half orc. Now, for yourself, you're biracial also. Do you
The thing is that my mind is changing in this way that we all have so many different cultural backgrounds, right? And it depends on where your heart space is at. And my mom is a part of who I am. She is, and she's white for sure. She's got blonde hair. So I thought to myself, I don't really know how I feel about this. What does this mean? Because can we finally get to a place where these things don't matter? I see these young people today, and everything's changing, like gender importance, sexuality. I mean, it's really surprising how fast these lines are getting blended, and the really young kids don't care about these things. And I think what this movie is trying to say is somehow you're watching orcs and humans, and for the first time I've ever seen a movie where you like a different being than a human, right? And that you feel compassion for the orcs and for the humans. And I think what that's saying is that, it's about the soul, right? It's about get past the tusk, get past the green. People love, feel pain, anger, all of it the same. And we need to get to a place where we appreciate our traditions, our culture, because that's special, everything that makes us different. But it's been so divisive, and could we imagine a world where we like had, don't get me, it's been a long day, and I'm an emotional girl. But I mean, I really mean this, like, what would that be to like bring people together and truly like feel like you're just part of humanity? I mean, I know that's a grand, crazy thing in our world, but it's something to aspire to, I think, you know? And then I'll tell you, yeah, you know, you don't always feel like you fit in, you know, all the time, you know, but especially if you're a white mom and a black dad, so life is a little bit different, but I guess I never really focused on it. But I think that everybody can relate to this feeling, I mean, not everyone, but a lot of people of not feeling like you belong in some way or another. And that, I think that's what Corona speaks to. And so I don't know, so that's my story. I've been thinking about how I was going to answer that. That's true.
That was a great answer. Now let's talk about, you said that you feel like you're a different person after doing this movie. In what ways would you say you're a different person? Like, what are some things that you took away from this just for your own personal?
It's funny. I'm a talker. I'm just gonna go with it, guys. So I was driving in the car and my best girl here. Sorry, here. Anyway, I remember we were doing all these makeup tests for this role, and I was scared to death, right? Like I was like the Wicked Witch of the West. I looked crazy, and I was in this bathroom, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I was doing 2-a-day workouts at one point. I was hungry. I was going through some my own emotional stuff in my own personal life. And I was like, well, and now I'm a preacher. What does that mean? I don't understand. Where is my career going? I'm just confused. And then when I embraced it, it was like giving yourself over to something where you just like, you know, like having faith, right? And just like you just take it one day at a time. And I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to give it a go. So every time I got through the wedding challenge and you got to another challenge and you accomplished it, it started to change me and it strengthened me. And I mean, during this movie, I got separated from my husband. We're divorced now, but it's all good. That's life. That happens. It's with all love. But certainly, I can't look back at this and not think that it was a time to change my life, because it did. You know, since then, so much has happened, but that will always be the thing, that moment that you remember that the turning point happened.
Phenomenal. And obviously, like, respect and honor were very important for the orcs. So let's talk about respect and honor for you in your real life.
You know what? We were not. This was supposed to be a fun interview. It's my fault. No, I'm jet lagged. I'm emotional. But this movie, yes, respect and honor are very important. Obviously, I'm sure everybody would say that. But I guess the question is, how much further do you want to bring that in your life to really respect and honor everyone? What does that mean? Like, you know, I guess that's what I've been just dealing with a lot lately, is like, just what is the truth, right? And you're told one thing your whole life, and then you can change your mind and be more loving, embrace more people, truly, you know, think outside the box, you know, open your heart, and then respect and honor means something else, because I think everybody would say, oh, I respect and honor, but I guess I challenge myself, and I would challenge people to push that boundary to things and people that you normally wouldn't, you know.
Listen, if you can't trust your own guardian, who can you trust, right? In the movie. All right, now, despite the fact that Garona's life was filled with sorrow and pain, and by the way, your name did mean cursed in the orc language, which you didn't seem cursed at all in the movie, though, I have to say. Right.
You know what, that's really interesting, because, you know what, that's not the name she gave herself.
Right.
That's something to think about. That was a name given to her, and she, what did you say?
I said because she was half human.
Yeah, but that's my, yes, and I think that's the thing is that somebody gave her that name. That's not the name she chose for herself. So you can choose your own name, right? And you can choose not to be a victim. You can choose not to be cursed and not to give over to it. And that's going to be much more challenging when they just call you cursed at the beginning. We all know that. Anyways, yes. I think it's a powerful thing to think about.
But you can't define what you've been defined as by other people.
Yeah.
And so what do you, that's a powerful message for our youth that's growing up in rough circumstances today. So what, away from this whole entire movie, is the message that you think viewers should take, especially our youth?
This is what I think is exciting about this film. This is what, I loved movies since I was a little girl, and I loved playing make-believe. That was my favorite game growing up. And I always thought the best movies were the movies that you fully escape. You got the full escape, right? Because that's what I really think art's meant to do. Art's function in society is to give people a breath and a release from their life. But if you can do that and somehow move somebody's heart, mind, and soul, then that's really something. And I think that this film is one that, especially with young people, because they won't really know what's happening, they'll have more compassion, which is I think the world needs, is to see that there are no boundaries, there's no borders, and when this movie ends, you don't think that war is a good thing. It's a fun ride. You want to see what's coming next. We're all in for the drama and the thrill, but you can't help but say war does damage and takes lives and creates tragedy. So in that, what is the opposite of that? How do you not have war? You have to have compassion, and you have to have love. And I know I'm old softy that way. I love love. I really believe in that. I just think that's it's always the answer.
Love after war.
Well, right now I would like to open it up for some Q&A. You know, Paula's been traveling and she's been doing a lot, so I want to make sure you guys have an opportunity to ask some questions about the movie also. So if you have a question, yes, right here, you can say your name, stand up, speak loudly.
Yeah, I'm a little sore myself.
Okay.
My name's Jose.
Hi, Jose.
I actually met, sorry.
Hello?
Oh.
So I actually met Duncan Jones in Boston at he had like a Q&A for the movie as well, as a big gamer.
What do you play in the video game? Because there's always
There's so many.
Are you blood? Oh,
it was one of those things that when I answered, everyone attacks.
Okay, forget it. Okay. Don't tell me. Okay.
No,
See, open your heart.
basically, a simple question I asked Duncan is the same question I asked you. Can I take a selfie?
Of course.